The Hobble Clamp Safety system consists of two parts. The walking beam clamp or hook is a permanently affixed device specific to each pumping unit. The rig package consists of the sling, ratchet, base clamp, and install tools. Beam clamp installation begins with the proper system electrical lockout and application of the pumping unit brake. Normal walking beam clamp installation is done with a man lift, with the bucket parked clear of any possible walking beam movement. The walking beam lower flange is measured so the clamp assembly will have the proper contact to avoid sliding. The initial assembly activity secures the hook to the center block. It is then safety locked with stainless steel wire. The clamp and hook is then pre-assembled using shims to fit the flange measurement. Installation to the walking beam is done with the hook opening 6 to 12 inches from the horse head or throat pin. Gaps are not allowed between the side plates and the center block. The hobble clamp assembly is secured to the walking beam flange with two grade 8 bolts and nuts, plus being safety locked. The tie-down procedure using the rig package is normally handled by a two-man crew, and because of its design can be installed without the expense of a man lift. The Hobble Clamp Safety system is offered in two tie-down versions. This presentation features the sling version versus the cable. The sling option reduces the components in the system and offers better installation safety and ease of use. The first step to locking down the pumping unit is to properly position the counterweights. This is critical to achieving the proper tension on the tie-down sling and to correctly hold the stored energy in the pumping unit. The walking beam must be positioned with the horse head down and the counterweights in the up position, approximately 5 degrees towards the horse head from top dead center. With this position, the pumping unit brake is secured and the electrical power shut off and properly tagged out. The adjustable base clamp is then installed. It can be positioned on the cross base beam or on a beam behind the cross beam. Under no circumstance should it be positioned so the pulling force could cause the clamp to slide. If the pumping unit has a coastal type base, an optional base clamp is used. It slides around the I-beam with the hook sliding under the base and secures on the back side of the bottom beam. Using the fiberglass lifting pole, the 3/8 inch diameter nylon rope is picked up in the center and hung on the walking beam hook. One end of the rope is secured to the tie-down sling. The lifting pole is positioned to the sling connector, and using the rope as a primary lifting method, supplemented by the guiding action of the lifting pole, the sling is maneuvered over the hook. The ratchet assembly with full adjustment travel is attached to the sling and base clamp. The ratchet mechanism is adjusted to eliminate any slack. The rope pole is then tied to the pumping unit frame. The pumping unit brake is then released very slowly. You should visibly see a slight upward movement of the walking beam to assure that proper loading has occurred. This is a very important step. The movement verifies that any stored energy and its potential for walking beam movement is transferred to the proper sling holding position. On lightly loaded pumping units, this movement may be very small. The pumping unit brake is now reset along with proper electrical lockout. The pumping unit is now safe to work on or around. An option to the sling tie-down is a cable arrangement. There is a turnbuckle that is secured to the base clamp with a clevis. The cable assembly buttons hook to a hairpin that is secured to the turnbuckle with a clevis. Removal of the tie-down is a reverse of the installation. The ratchet is backed off to remove the tension on the sling. Then the sling is removed from the ratchet and correspondingly the ratchet from the base clamp. The lifting pole or rope pull action is used to disengage the sling from the hook. The rope is used to safely lower the sling assembly. Finally, the base clamp is removed from the pumping unit. A Hobble Clamp Safety system can significantly improve your field operation safety and reduce your company risk position at a very low cost.